Hallo Leute, der Sureo ist wieder da. Willkommen zur nächsten Folge Starfield. Schön, dass du dabei bist. Schön, dass du zuschaust. Ja, wir sind in Atlantis und man mag es kaum glauben, aber der Terrormorph-Angriff vor wenigen Folgen. Die sind doch gar nicht so lange her. Ja, und alles wieder aufgebaut. Das finde ich super. Die sind ja echt fleißig, die Leute. Muss man sagen. So. Genug der Vorrede hier, aber wir werden nämlich weitermachen und wir wollen wieder Vae Victis zur Rede stellen und gucken, was er darüber wusste, über die Terrormorphs und wie die entstehen. Das haben wir in der letzten Folge rausgefunden. Schön, dass du dabei bist und zuschaust. Wenn es dir gefällt, freue ich mich wie immer über ein Like. Gerne natürlich auch einen Kommentar da lassen, wenn du Tipps hast, Hinweise, Fragen und wenn du den Kanal unterstützen willst, mich unterstützen. Ich würde mich sehr über ein Abo freuen. So. Wir fahren hier mal Zug. Lange ist es her. Mast ist trägt. Ich war ein bisschen im Off unterwegs und habe mal wieder ein paar Sachen verkauft aus meinem Schiffsinventar. Allerdings ist es immer so total wenig, was man verkauft bekommt, weil so schnell bei den Händlern das Geld alle ist. Das ist echt krass. Ja. So. Da hinten muss ich hin, wenn ich mich nicht irre. Genau. So. Also Ebene wählen unter Sektion 7. Und da gucken wir einfach mal, was er zu sagen hat. Ich habe ja seiner Klontochter quasi das Geheimnis gesteckt, dass er noch lebt. Ich habe es nicht für mich behalten. Es hat vermutlich auch irgendeine Auswirkung aufs Spiel. Welche kann ich halt nicht sagen. Oder zumindest aktuell nicht sagen. Schauen wir mal. Na. Yeah, your friend has to stay here. Schön. Ich habe gar keinen. Irgendeinem Grund habe ich keinen Begleiter.
Wow, what a pleasant surprise. When I heard you and Hadrian were headed for Londinian of all places, I presumed you must be onto something big. Did you find what you were looking for? I haven't been to Londinian in many years. Why? Is there some way I could be of assistance? Were you able to recover what you were looking for? Good news, then. So, what exactly are you doing here? Plenty still to be done in defeating the Terramorphs, no? Did you? Well, I don't know what you think you heard on this recording, but I sincerely hope you didn't come to the wrong conclusions. After all, given the Cabinet's current state of anxiety, they might misinterpret such a discovery to mean I could have been involved with the attacks. Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us. You know, you're far more clever than I expected. You want to hear the words, then? I did it. The Terramorph attacks on Tau Ceti. New Atlantis. My doing. Years of coordination between my associate and I. Figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian. Learning to synthesize it. Use it as a weapon. Now, being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing. You couldn't be more right. The attacks were a correction. When I discovered the plant, I did consider handing over what I'd found, but we were at war. And I couldn't risk information that dangerous falling into the wrong hands. So I ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport, fixing two problems at once. Halting the spread of the city's Terramorph outbreak, and sealing away knowledge of the plant's potential. simple to say now. But with the outbreak raging from a barely understood source, the moment demanded quick action. So I did what was required. I removed the dangerous variable from an already catastrophic war. But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, I made a decision. After all, I'd given everything for the colonies. My life as I knew it included. And what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the UC to protect my legacy? My daughter's legacy? No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks to set things right again. My daughter, she becomes a hero. I become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, the research team, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person responsible for the attack on New Atlantis. The dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated to take the fall. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run brought to an end by another unlikely hero. You. Captain, please. You've benefited here as much as I have. Maybe more. It's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years ago. I went to great lengths to ensure your and Hadrian's success. And look at the results. I know for a fact the Cabinet's planning to honor both you and Hadrian once this is all done. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? Running jobs on the tail end of nowhere for the Vanguard? With only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday. I'm simply looking for you to acknowledge the truth. And let's not forget the importance of our actual endgame. Eliminating the terramorphs. Securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. What we've set in motion is going to protect thousands, maybe millions of lives. I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. Mine. I've already sent along the evidence of Orlays' role in the attacks to the Cabinet, leaving out my own involvement. All I ask is that you confirm as much to the Cabinet. Tell them that it was Orlays.
Ich glaube, das werde ich nicht machen.
After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. This needn't be the end of our good works together. That is a pity, Captain. But I'm in no position to negotiate. Though we needn't be enemies, you and I. Just think about the opportunity I've provided here. There are more on the horizon. If you do the right thing.
Okay. Der Typ ist echt durchgeknallt. Muss man sagen. Also der hat überhaupt kein Gewissen anscheinend an der Stelle. Ich denke, der macht das alles und alles das Richtige. Ich glaube, dass da gibt es gewisse Parallelen zu manchen Politikern heute. Und jetzt politisch werden zu wollen. Weil ich glaube, das gibt es manchmal heute auch, dass Leute einfach denken, sie machen das Richtige und dann machen sie es einfach. Hin. Hier rein. So, reden wir mal mit denen.
Perfect timing. We just got in. So on our end, good news. The microbe and the Asylees are both as effective against heat leeches as they are against terramorphs.
Means either plans your work for clearing those critters off our worlds.
considering what the Lazarus plant is capable of, I don't think we can deal with those things fast enough. I already sent along info to the cabinet to get them up to speed. So what about your end? Did you find anything? Did my father tell you what he knew about the Lazarus plant? I knew it. The second I heard that recording, I knew. Why? Did he say why he did it? It takes some deeply twisted logic to think anything did more harm to the Sanon name than him. Well, once we inform the cabinet, they can ensure he won't be able to do anything like this ever again. I'm sure he did, but he killed So I guess that gives us our final answer. Unless there was more to This might be our last opportunity to talk.
Microbe is gonna make the cleanup a whole lot quicker. If we're concerned about this Lazarus plant getting deployed again, that's the way to go.
The cabinet can secure the Lazarus plant, and then we're not risking any surprises when it comes to dealing with a microbe.
You're being paranoid. You know the science. You know we can make this safe.
I do know the science. I also know math, and a 1 in a million chance of a mutation isn't 0. So I guess we're still in discussion. Asilies aren't hostile to humans, but they are megafauna. But they've already been spread far and wide once before when the UC was raising them. Using them to clean up the terramorphs and leeches, though, given what we know now about the Lazarus plant, the speed of the... It's hard to know. Unlike my father, the cabinet aren't butchers. But if you're really that concerned, you could...
Okay. Dann
here
gehen
we
wir
go.
mal rein. Finde dich an das Kabinett. Wir speichern mal gucken. Falls wir irgendwie uns doch noch umentscheiden. Nee, also ganz ehrlich, gegen den Typen, das ist eine Katastrophe. Konnten ihn noch nicht mal sagen, dass er Kaiser umprogrammiert hat. Wäre vielleicht auch noch gut zu wissen. Nicht, dass Kaiser hier auftaucht und hier Kamikaze spielt oder sowas. Wo will sie denn hin? Warum geht denn sie jetzt da lang? Jetzt soll mal einer verstehen. Guck. Also. Okay.
Welcome back, all of you. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. But according to Hadrian's report, and the second one I just received, it seems the Terramorph attack on New Atlantis was no random occurrence, but a planned strike. Is what I'm reading here true?
My God.
An attack? Using terramorphs? How is that possible?
You will all receive a full briefing once we're done here. So then, is what the second report claims correct? Did Reginald Orlays commit these attacks, Captain?
Orlays? Well, ma'am, it seems your report is incorrect. Fancois Sanon was responsible for the attacks.
He did what?
That's impossible. He doesn't have the kind of access to...
Clearly, he made his own access, Chief Sarkin. Madam President, I have been saying for years that not dealing with that man was gonna end in tragedy.
Enough! I hope everyone here understands that what has just been shared is a state secret of the highest order. This information does not leave this room. Now that's quite the accusation your group is leveling. Seeing as Fancois Sanon has not left containment for the better part of 2 decades. You have evidence to back this up?
It just transformed. A terramorph out of thin air. An invisible weapon. No planet would be safe.
Heavens help us. Is that actually him?
I'd know that voice anywhere. That's Francois.
He knew they could do this. And said nothing.
He's a sociopath. Plain and simple, ma'am.
Officer, please collect that recording.
Yes, ma'am. Begging your pardon, Captain.
We'll, of course, be launching a full investigation into how this could have happened. Though I have little doubt the Admiral will be quick to share all he knows on the subject once confronted with that recording. Chief Yassine, can you send one of your interrogators to have a little chat with the Admiral?
I'll issue the order immediately.
Good. Combined with everything else you all have uncovered. Well, I don't think the United Colonies can thank you enough. We failed the people of the colonies by not dealing with Vae Victis sooner. I intend to rectify that mistake immediately. That will be up to the Cabinet to decide. But I don't appreciate our mercy being taken advantage of. It's well past due. Now, with our villain unmasked, we can attend to the other matters at hand. With the threads you've brought together here, the Lazarus plant, the attacks, the heat leeches, the three of you have likely spared thousands of lives. But it now falls to the Cabinet to ensure this can never happen again. As such, the Cabinet will be securing the Lazarus plant on Londinian. All materials related to the plant will be classified to ensure no one else learns its true nature.
A sound decision, Madam President. Tell the Freestar Collective. Wow. So they have another tool to utilize against us?
I'm in agreement. I failed to...
That is an interesting idea. A grand gesture to further display this cabinet doesn't think like those of the past.
The observers on Mars have proven such a gesture can bear fruit.
So, you want us to make nice with the
No, I want us to display plainly the UC's actual intentions, that the plant will never be used as a weapon again.
That does sound worthwhile, Chief Kulkarni. Very well. We'll get the collective involved in the management. Thank you for the suggestion, Captain. So then, to our final topic. The Cabinet has agreed to implement a plan that will deal with the Terramorph, and now also Heat Leech presence on human worlds. In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all UC ports and settlements for undiscovered nests. But we all understand this is only a partial solution. The project we're embarking on will be a long and difficult one. So our first step must be deciding how exactly this all will be handled.
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk. The Aseles are the safer approach.
To someone with limited knowledge of biology, perhaps? The technology behind the microbe is solved science, Madam President. It isn't dangerous. Using it to wipe out the Terramorphs would be the quickest path to protecting humanity.
And fast results always lead to the best outcomes, don't they?
As you can see, there remains debate among the Cabinet. We were hoping your group might issue a recommendation. Major?
We've been having similar debates ourselves, but the captain has yet to weigh in.
I see. Captain, I know this may not be your area of expertise, but we'd like to know your take on the matter.
Jetzt soll ich quasi fast die Entscheidung treffen. Ist schon lustig, oder? Weil ich bin ja der totale Experte. Allerdings muss man sagen, immer da, wo ja auch heutzutage Menschen versuchen, denken, sie könnten die Natur richten, indem sie irgendwas mit ihr anstellen. Erfahrungsgemäß geht das schief. Ja? Also.
I'm in full agreement. No need to be delving into unpredictable sciences.
Order, please. And Major Sanon? Dr. Walker, you'd find this acceptable?
We trust the captain's judgment.
Then the matter is settled. We'll begin the process immediately. Today marks day 1 for the United Colonies Terramorph Management Division, making you 3 the founding members of the TMD. As befits such a group, the Cabinet wanted to display its gratitude. Today, we will be adding 3 new Class 1 citizens to our ranks.
Class 1? For the 3 of us? Are you joking?
What he means to say is, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Was das bedeutet? Was ist ein Bürger der Klasse 1?
It's a status reserved only for those who've dedicated their lives to the United Colonies, or done great things for its cause. Class 1s enjoy an ample credit disbursement, an additional reduction on the cost of colonial goods. And I'm told the penthouse is rather impressive.
Na dann.
You all have earned it. Now, there's much to be done. Major Sanon, Dr. Walker, I hope you 2 are willing to continue your efforts spearheading the TMD's research on Mars.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
As for you, Captain, the Vanguard will be providing much of the on-the-ground support for the TMD. As a member of both the Vanguard and the TMD, I believe you'll have your pick of duties. Speak to your commander, Tuala, if I recall correctly. He should be able to provide you with assignments going forward, plus help you collect the benefits that come with being named Class 1. On behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our sincerest gratitude. This meeting is adjourned.
Okay. Credits. 20.400 und nochmal 1.000. Lustig. So. Das ist damit jetzt fertig. Das heißt, das müssen wir noch machen. Alles klar. Nein, das machen wir noch nicht. Das hier würde ich noch machen wollen. Gucken, ob das geht. Quatsch. Achso, sprich mit Commander Tuala. Ja, das müssen wir auch noch machen. Aktivitäten, sprich mit. Das können wir mal gleich machen. Wir nämlich, glaube ich, einfach hier runter. Nee, stimmt gar nicht. Nicht hier runter. Das ist ja. Wobei, ganz ehrlich, man ist hier ja ganz weit. Und das habe ich letztes Mal schon überlegt. Ja. Aber ich glaube. Na. Ich glaube, ich müsste es auf der Seite machen. Also, ich habe Höhenangst, ja? Nur, dass ihr es wisst. Sowas würde ich im echten Leben nie machen. So. Aber ich habe einmal schnell gespeichert. Kamikaze! Noch ein Bruch. Warum bin ich denn dagegen geknallt? Okay, ich habe einen Knochenbruch erlitten. Dann müssen wir mal... Ja doch, war richtig. Hilfe! Hilfe, Hilfe, Hilfe. Was haben wir denn? Dieses Symbol. Immobilisator. So, Knochenbruch geheilt. Sehr schön. Und dann müssen wir einmal... Commander Tuala. Also sowas muss man eigentlich in solchen Spielen machen. Sich von irgendwelchen super hohen Gebäuden stürzen. Und so eine Schoten. Muss irgendwie nach unten. Ich muss hier rein. Was waren das für Leute da oben? Da werde ich gleich nochmal hin. Was reden wir mit ihm?
Well, I've got to say, this is a first. It's a high honor. Have to do something big. Only ever met a couple, and certainly never. You should be real proud. No need to thank me.
I've already gone ahead and processed your Class 1 benefits. And the credits should be in your account. But to get into your penthouse, you'll have to pay a visit to the Affilion Realty office. Just out the front door and across the plaza, by the embassy. Higher-ups wanted to make sure you know how much they... But, with all that squared, there are your standard Vanguard missions, putting those pilot skills to you. Or you could help the TMD in cleaning up... Oh, and I got a request from Dr. Walker. Wanted your help collecting... Any of those missions call to you?
Okay, machen wir später. Jetzt da nochmal hoch. Nicht da hoch. Weil.
It's like riding a cloud.
Looking to chat, then you're looking for someone else. I don't think you know who you're dealing with. You should be going now. I don't think you know. You should be going now. Looking to chat, then you're looking for someone else.
Jetzt sind die weg. Wartet mal kurz. Laden. Ne, speichern. Ich habe ja gespeichert, bevor ich da runtergehopst bin. Das heißt, wir hopsen nochmal. Diesmal hoffentlich ohne Knochenbruch. Und ich muss einfach ein bisschen, glaube ich, mit Schwung hopsen. Und dann gehen wir mal gucken. Oh, vielleicht können wir den zuschauen, zuhören, irgendwas. Vielleicht gibt es da noch irgendeine Mission, gefühlt. So. War eher so ein bisschen in die Richtung. Juhu! Ja, wunderbar. Das war doch viel besser. Eine saubere, sanfte, weiche und butterweiche Handlung. Ja? Hätte meine Großmutter nicht besser gemacht. Oder so ähnlich. Na gut. Ich glaube, niemand sollte versuchen, meiner Großmutter zu erklären, was ein... Sowieso nicht mehr, was ein Jetpack ist. Oh.
We have company. Good day. Just a private conversation. Nothing worth mentioning.
Die Aegis.
What, two friends can't have a chat? We don't know each other. Not interested. A little busy right at the moment. We don't know each other. Trust me.
Bitte nicht. Also, das ist irgendwie sehr merkwürdig. Definitiv. Ja. Na gut, dann mache ich das jetzt nochmal, aber das mache ich im Off. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Bis zum nächsten.